Hey everyone, I'm Srinivasan, software developer. In this video, I'm going to explain about unique constraint. So for that, we are going to create the simple invoice table. So and the table will have 7 columns: as ID and invoice number, invoice date, customer name, invoice amount, paid amount, balance amount. It's a simple invoice table. Let's consider it's a simple table for to store the invoice data. So yeah, now I gave a primary key for the ID column. So now the invoice number, right? Here the invoice number should be unique, right? So but whenever we create a primary key for a particular column, so that column will be unique by default when we create a primary key. But let's for the other column, another column in the same table, we are going to apply uh, we are going to store a unique values. So and it should not take any duplicate values, right? So for that we are going to use a unique constraint. Okay, so let's consider with we are going to create the table without unique constraint now. So I didn't mention any constraint for this invoice number. So I'm going to execute the query now. Yeah, we have it executes proper successfully. So again I'm going to create a new editor, and yeah, let's check whether I can insert duplicate values on the invoice number column. So insert into invoice values, one comma invoice date can be anything like this. mm, customer name, invoice amount 100, and he paid 100, balance is 0. Sorry. So for amount values we don't need to give any quotations, right? So now I'm going to execute this. So I'm going to insert these values into the invoice table. So if I enter, it executes successfully, and it inserts the value into the table successfully. Now we are going to check it. Sorry. So now we can see we have some values in the table. But now for the second time I'm going to insert uh, the same data. Okay, so uh, when I execute, so it will tell us and the error occurs in the query editor. You can see there is a error called unique constraint failed, invoice id. So this column, invoice.id means, so in the invoice table, this is the id column. So as I told, by default when we create a primary key for the particular column, it will automatically create the unique constraint too for the same table, for the same column. So but now if I change the id value only, so it executes properly now. So sorry, if I execute now, so you can see the id value is unique but the invoice number is same, because we give the same invoice number in um, um, the insert query, which inserted for the second time. But it should not be same, right? It should be unique. because invoice number should be unique by logic. So for that, I'm going to tell you how to create a table with a unique constraint on a particular column. So I'm going to drop the table now. So yeah, table is dropped, and now for the unique constraint, for creating unique constraint, so we need to mention in the create table query like this: invoice number unique integer, sorry, constraint unique. And now if I execute, a table is created, and I'm going to insert the first row. If I insert the second row with the same invoice number, so you can see unique constraint failed, invoice number, because we already created unique constraint for invoice number. So we cannot insert a duplicate values in the invoice number column of the invoice table. So if I give a different value like this, so yeah, the query is I can insert the values into the invoice table properly now. So now if I select it, so you can see, so I can insert values only if the values are the invoice number is unique. So otherwise it will prompt some error, right? Yeah. And this is how you can create a unique constraint on particular column of the table when we create it. So yeah, I hope you can understand what unique constraint is. And you may have a question like um, so unique constraint is created only for numbers? No, so we can create it for any data types like text, date, so whatever data type we can create it for. Yeah, thank you guys. The next video I'll come up with a different topic of SQLite. Thank you.